Hey, we are live. This is it. This is it. Just going to get set up. Hey, come on, Sonny. Hey.
Hello. Well, your plan has worked. Go on data, and my phone seems to be working a bit more effectively now. So sorry about what happened before, but oh, there's Irina again. Hi, Irina. Nice to see you.
Hey,
Lovely to see you. Great, Neil. So, how you been, my friend? You okay?
Yeah, all good, all good. How are you?
Yes, I'm fine, thank you. Just been doing back-to-back training webinars with various teachers, so it's nice to have a little break from it all and chill out with you on this next segment of Loose Men, which I believe is our 5th one. My God, we're all hands at this now. Very good, fantastic. It's all your brainchild, my friend. Such an honor that you selected me, and I'm part of this show. Wonderful stuff.
Yeah. Oh, we got hello, boys. Oh, hello. We're just saying
hello. Hi. Lovely. Very good. Well done. That's amazing. Fantastic. So, Neil, tell me then, my friend. I know you work extremely hard on the content for this for the show. So I know you've got something really special planned for us to talk about today.
Yeah. Actually, do you know what? Actually, funny enough, actually, it all came about. I was walking with my girlfriend the other day, and we were just talking about kind of like, what would you do if you were told, you know, you only had maybe 24 hours or 7 days left on this planet?
Yeah.
And it just kind of like got me thinking in terms of sort of like, you know, how would any of us approach that if we were told that? You know, what sort of thing do you sort of consider that's important or not so important? And yeah, so like I said, it's just that's really the topic. That's the topic of Loose Men today. What would any of us do if we were told we only had 24 hours or 7 days left on this planet?
My goodness me. Okay, so if you asked me that question initially, I mean I'm a life coach and you're a life coach. I think the word or phenomenon life would just come at me like a complete train crash, like life, my God, it's coming to an end. So whatever you've known as your life,
Yeah.
your experiences, your understandings of life and how you've traveled various parts, it's basically all coming to an end. So I think life would probably hit me in my conscious mind, subconscious mind, to process what's happening here. This life that I've always known is coming to an end. And then my unconscious mind will be activated because I'm thinking, well, hang on a minute. Whoa, you know, is this a time now to unseat everything I've known about life? You know, does it all need to come in the conscious? So I think for me, it'll be a complete shock because I love life. I'll be honest.
Yeah, me too.
This is Loose Men here, Neil. We're gonna say it like it is. We're gonna really shout at the treetops. We're gonna, if we like something, we like it. If we don't like it. Simple as, full stop, period. And for me, I love life. So I think the first, I mean, that will hit me like a train wreck. It really, my emotions will completely take over. I'll probably feel very, very overwhelmed. I'll probably be, my breathing will be affected. My heart rate will go up. I think these are the kind of symptoms around, I think I'll get a state of anxiety. Yes, life coaches can get anxious and suffer from anxiety. Of course they can, we're human beings. But obviously, you know, we provide, you know, we can offer perspectives on things, and maybe we have, if we've walked the same path as you, then we might be in a position to best advise you. So I would be feeling very anxious, and I think I would also be thinking, oh my God, who do I need to ring? Who do I need to speak to? Final goodbyes. And what do I need to do? You know, what about my family, my children, my work? I really wouldn't care about things like jobs and money, because that's gonna go. I think for me, it's more of the emotional connection, dealing with the shock, and then thinking about my loved ones, my close ones, my friends, my fraternity. I'll probably be on the phone to you, Neil. Neil, this cannot be happening. No way. Let's get one more loose man in before it all ends.
Yeah. But do you think that when you consider that concept, and again for the people that's joining now, and obviously we're looking at we're putting the question out there: what would we do if we were told we only had 24 hours or 7 days left? Do you think that as people or as humans that we're all a bit ignorant to life?
Oh God, absolutely. And I don't mean to offend anybody when I say that, because I mean I work with lots and lots of people, you know, in my respective fields of education and coaching, and I'd say more or less, often than not, it's probably unwittingly so that they are ignorant, because maybe they don't understand how to interpret what's happening to them or to process it properly. And then that way, then, if they don't understand it, it may just get shunted in some part of their mind. And then maybe it comes back with a vengeance when they least expect it. So I think, yes, I think we have to use ignorance as a relative term, because it all depends on the individual state of mind when, you know, when they're living an experience. But I do think, though, I mean, when I sort of, I mean, I think we talked about this quite a lot, in the sense that quite a lot of things we probably haven't been taught. We haven't been trained in things like resilience or confidence building or leadership or working as a team. You know, we've had to acquire these naturally from our life, maybe from mistakes that have been made, or we've made mistakes, and then suddenly the lessons just come to us. So, you know, maybe for some part of my life, or a large part, maybe I've been ignorant about quite a lot of things. However, what's important is, when you get a shock like that the world's ending, then your whole life comes in front of you, and then you want to like prioritize the things that you need to sort out, the goodbyes that you have to say, the things that maybe, you know, you've regretted doing in the past. It's now time to put them to bed, because you've only got the next 24 hours to live whatever life you've got left to live. But yeah, I think that this is where people like us, you know, as life coaches, we can play a very powerful role. When somebody comes to us, you know, that they're feeling stuck, they don't understand what's going on. Maybe in some cases, they're just feeling very overwhelmed, or they're feeling crushed, and they just don't know what to do about it. They probably know the reasons, but they don't know what to do about it. Then this is where we can teach them about life. We can teach them about things that can happen. We can help to give them understandings around why they're feeling the way they're feeling. And essentially for us as life coaches, we want them to be happier. We want to put them in a better place. We want them to move on and move forward. So yeah, absolutely. You know, I think people, I mean, I personally wanted to value every second I had left. You know, I think my mindfulness would go into overdrive. I'd be looking at the moment, in the moment. If I knew 24 hours, that's it. My number's up. That's it. I'm being sent up there to be dealt with up there now. Upstairs, the man upstairs.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at my laptop here because I just made some notes. So I do apologise to anybody if I'm looking away. But I mean, I made some notes the other day, and I was thinking about this whole concept of what we were going to look at today. And it's, for me, it's like, I think we get so caught up in daily life that we kind of like really do actually lose sight of what really matters.
Yeah. Yes.
I think for myself, and I'm just sort of putting this out there, it's kind of like I said, for me, I'm very much at that point in my life where I'm very much goal orientated. You know, like I said, it's I have to keep driving myself forward. And I think if I was actually told today, look, you know, look, Neil, you've only got a day or 7 days left, I think I'd be actually quite angry. But I would probably be angry because I would feel like, do you know what? I'm only just getting started.
Ah, right, got it. Yeah. And you know, in some respects, and I have to be totally honest here, because you know I've spoken very openly about my reaction to the lockdown when it happened. It felt weird. It felt, Neil, either we were going to war or my life was coming to an end. Really. Do you know that's something monumental and huge just hit you? And a person like me, if people who know me very well, they know I'm a mover and shaker. I like getting things done. I like traveling. I like going to different places. I like doing lots of interesting projects up and down the country. I just love it. I thrive on it. And when my 23-year-old son sat me down and said, Dad, you don't know, you need to open your eyes. You can't go to the gym anymore. You can't go to London at the moment. You can't go to the tubes. Blah, 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 blah. You know, so what? What do you mean I can't do it? It felt like my life. And then when we had the first briefing from Downing Street, I thought, oh my God, what is happening? My life is, that's it, over, finished. So I kind of empathize with, you know, that I just felt something weird. It's like something coming to an end, and it was horrible. It felt horrible. For me, and I respect what you're saying, because everybody is individual, and their emotions can be expressed in different ways. You know, anger, sadness, annoyance, frustration, whatever it might be. For me, it was just disbelief and shock. and then I'm thinking, oh my God, what am I going to do about this? Because it's like I'm going to be prevented from living in a free society that I've become accustomed to for 51 years.
Yeah, I think the first initial thought that came through my head was, where am I going to get my Coke Zero from? That's what I was worried about. I don't drink tea or coffee, but I love my Coke Zero, and my girlfriend's always telling me off about how much. So the first thing I was thinking about was, you know, are the supermarkets going to be open? I'm
a builder's tea man here. I'm a cuppa man. So Yorkshire brew, Yorkshire tea is the best tea. I'm sorry to be biased, but Yorkshire tea wins it each time. Sorry, PG tips.
I think it is really, really important, and I think, you know, like I said, when we look at it, this whole concept of exploring this with people that's joined, I really do think it's a powerful message to turn around and say, you know, to say out loud, you know, every day could be your last, and that's why you've got to make every day count. You know,
that just went through me then. Whew. Give me a moment then. That was an aha moment. Whoa. Woof. Yeah.
But you know,
now we're talking, Neil.
I think you know, I think for anybody that's sort of like, maybe, you know, if you've got these dreams, or you've got these desires, or you want to do something, you really, really have to knock on that door of life and turn around and say, hey, let me in. I'm ready. Yeah. You know, I'm ready to now go at you, and I accept that, actually, do you know what? Life is a challenge, but you know, but I've got the strength. I'm like a lion. I'm ready to roar. You know, I want to roar at life. Yeah. Absolutely. Neil, I'm so grateful that you are my producer for this show, that you come out with such content and thunderbolts. I mean, that honestly went through me, because I'm just thinking now, when I, you know, it's always good to tell your own stories. You know, stories are very, very important. They need to be told. They need to be told. And for me, as I said, it was a complete shock to be told that I couldn't engage in a free society as I knew it. I had to self-isolate. I had to quarantine. I had to do everything else that we were told to do. And then I'm still doing it now. But, you know, like, but when the shock lifted, when the anxiety levels dropped, and then the shock began to lift and drift away, then I began to feel like, you know what you're saying, live every day like it's your last. Because I had the shock, and I never ever want to feel like that again. I never ever want to feel that I'm actually, that's it. It's all, that's it, Sonny. Sonny, game over. No more life now, after tomorrow. Because then that did race through my mind at the first day of the lockdown. It really did. I'm thinking, I don't want to be like, I want to live. I love life. There's so much, okay, you know, life treats you in whatever way it treats you. But then I was thinking in the moment, but Sonny, you're alive, you're breathing, you're healthy, you got friends, you got family, you know, you got food, you got a house, you know, you got your shelter, you got a car. Then just be grateful for those things. Just live in them. And then I just started to have, you know, my understanding of gratitude, it just went to a whole new level. I mean, I've always been grateful. You know, I'm a very spiritual person. I'm very much on the spiritual path present, but it just stepped it up. It really just created layers and depths of it with gratitude. And I think that's so right, that I know people, I mean, I've been doing collaborations and, you know, like talking, you know, working with the, you know, leadership consultants about how they can help their leaders to become less anxious, because some of them are very, very anxious about, you know, with
with lockdown being eased and then getting back to work, and then, you know, managing all sorts of problems and variables and challenges and causing lots and lots of stress. And you're right, we've just got to deal with what we can deal with on a moment by moment basis, but celebrate it like it's your last.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it like your last. That's what I learned. That's what I learned from this. Definitely. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Well, I think you just made an interesting point there, isn't it? Like I said, and I think again, when we're looking at COVID, or whether we're looking at this whole, what would we do if we only had so many days left? And I think like you just said there, isn't it? You've got to celebrate that success, and you've got to take that time, you know, at the end of your day, to turn around and say out loud, you know what, I've done really bloody well today. Okay, I might not have got X, Y, and Z done, but I know I've given it my best. And then you can go to the next step. And you can just keep saying to yourself, you know what, as long as I work at 100% and I can literally just sit down at night time and think, hey, do you know what, I've given it 100%. You know, like, and that point that you made there about being grateful, you know, I think it has showed. I think it's taken things to a whole new level, and I think it's allowing everybody, or well, I would hope so, that they can just actually take stock of the little things that they've got around them, to actually say, do you know what, I'm really, really grateful for just having my health. I'm grateful for being here. I'm grateful that I can still say, you know, I love you to my loved ones. Yeah, that's so important. You know, that's really, really important. You know, like, you know, where there may be unwittingly ignorance, or deliberately so, there's ignorance, then at least now what we have to do, all of us, is we just have to allow ourselves to shine the light, bring the light in, bring the awareness in, you know, and with awareness, just by being still, by being calm, by, you know, maybe if you wanted to, going into a meditative state or having some meditation to be calm, so the light can come in, and then you have more awareness. And that way then, you then value each and every second and every moment, and you will find that you will really enjoy life a whole lot more. You'll be able to get a lot more out of life if there is this mindful approach that one can adopt, where we're thinking, literally, you know, when somebody coined the phrase, you just don't know what's going to happen the next day or the next, you know, you just don't know what's going to happen. Oh, it's so true. When we had the lockdown, that's it. I think, you know, but now we need to all have a very proactive mind, not just rest on our laurels and sit in the past, but we've got to be thinking forward from the present, always, you know, shine a light. You know, what can we do today that'll make our tomorrows better for ourselves, for our families, for our loved ones, people that we work with, we support, people that people that we are wanting to make sure that they're happy and safe and well, and these are really important things. But we have to. You see, the thing is, what I've noticed, again, in terms of ignorance, it's a really powerful word. It's a very good word. Is that people may not realize who's running the show here. Are you running your show, or are other factors running for you? Are your strings being pulled, or are you pulling them yourself? Is somebody drinking, or are people sticking in lots of straws in your glass, emptying your glass, or are you keeping your glass full, and whatever's overflowing is for everybody else? And these are valuable lessons that I've had to learn in my life the hard way. But I'm glad I have, because now as a life coach, I can walk the talk and say, well, this is what I did, didn't work, this is what I'm doing now. So maybe you might want to extract some lessons from this experience, because I have a story and everybody else has a story. So that way then, you know, you be more mindful, but you are in control. You know, a lot of people want, you know, they actually feel that, you know, they're just being led in a direction. We have to do this. We have to go with this person's energy or that. No. Are you in control? Ask yourselves the question, who's in control here? You or him or her, it, that, they? Because it should be you. You need to be, even if you are employed, even if you're in a relationship, you still need to ask yourself, am I in control? I've got full awareness, what I'm doing, what's happening to me? Am I doing to it, or is it being done to me? And then people have to ask those questions, because when you know your life's limited, you want to do everything in your power to do what you need to do and not let others, because your life is slipping away, and you've got to be able to make the most of every microsecond of whatever you've got left. Yeah, and I think obviously, just building on sort of what you're saying about the control, and I think it is important. You have to take that control back for your own life. You know, and I think someone said to me many, many years ago that you're always going to be a slave to society for as long as you've got collar and cuffs on. And I never really understood.
I love your anecdotes. I love them, Neil. That's amazing. How many years I had a collar here, and I'll tell you, how long have you got?
Sometimes you just got to you've got to break the shackles. You've got to break those shackles, and you've got to live your life.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
Live it, and I think for me, like how I approach like life now is I consider myself a bit like a marathon runner. I'm not a marathon runner, but I treat it that life's a game. It's a game, and you've got to be willing to play the game, because you've also got to accept as well. Sometimes with life, it's like I said to you before, is that it's going to constantly deal you blows, and it will do, because it wants to challenge you. But you've got to be that ready to take that step up and turn around and say, hey, do you know what? I'm here, life. I'm here. I'm ready. I'm ready for this journey. You know, whether it's you're leaving school, whether you're going into your first full-time job, whether I don't know, whether you've had like a situation happen that's kind of put you back a few steps. You've got to turn around and shake yourself off and just say, do you know what? I'm ready for the next hurdle.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You know, absolutely. You know, problems happen in life, challenges, obstacles, hurdles. Thing happens to us, things get done to us, and things may not be in our control. Okay, and it is exactly totally back up what you're saying there, Neil. You know, we have to gain control of the situation. We have to gain control, because time is passing us all by, regardless of what age we're at. And if we've only got 24 hours to live, my God, I'm not letting anyone hold the reins anymore. I'm holding them, right? You know, because it's my life. This is my life. It's not your life. It's my life. And everyone's life is their own life to run. But things happen, and this is why people like us, with an external eye, can actually look at a person's situation, listen to them very, very carefully, and then start to then maybe see things in a way that maybe they haven't been able to see. And then we can then start to unblock things and try to, you know, raise awareness. But you're absolutely right. You know, it is something that, which is really, really important, that we do have that full awareness, and we are in full control, and we don't let other people dictate, because ultimately you're doing yourself a disservice, because it's your life. You know, it doesn't mean that if you take ownership of your life, you're being selfish. You're actually being very selfless to you. You're being selfless to you. You know, if you're giving service, give service to yourself. Don't expect anything back, but at least then you're looking after you. Okay? And that way then you are enriching yourself all the time. And then you can be of brilliant purpose to everybody else. But yeah, like, you know, life is something that is tough. And you know what, for me, every single problem that I've had in my life, or challenge or obstacle or issue, has been a lesson. I've interpreted them, because we've both got an educational background where lessons teach you something. There's an outcome. I view everyone as a lesson. What have I learned from this? What outcome? Is it a skill? Is it knowledge? Have I changed my attitude or behavior as a result? And then I look at it. That way then I begin to rationalize things, and then I keep a check on my mental health and well-being, that I don't live in the past and the regret and the anger. I don't. I have compassion for it all now, and that's the way I lead my life. And I don't know, Neil, what problems I may have in the future with myself, with my family, and I just don't know. God willing, I pray every day. Hopefully everything's fine, but you just don't know. But if they do happen, then I'll be ready. I'll be ready with learning the lessons. Absolutely, absolutely.
And I think, we got another hi here, so let's just say hi to everybody. Hey,
I need to say hi to David. Hello, David.
Please feel
one of our loyal fans. Hello, David. God bless you, my friend.
But I think as well, like it says in it, you know, and it goes back to a lot of what we've been exploring over these last few weeks. And I really do think, I really do genuinely believe, like I said, is that if you can just wake up and just have that urgency about yourself, and just turn around and say, hey, do you know what? I'm not going to just put my work clothes on. I'm going to get them on. You know, I'm ready. I'm pumped. I'm pumped for my day. You know, I'm going to go out that door and I'm going to make the day count. You know, it it could just be something like, you know, when you're walking down the road and you know, you see someone struggling with a bag, you know, take that time maybe just to go and say, hey, you know, is everything all right? Do you need a hand with your bag? You know,
yeah.
that's so powerful when you receive that and someone says, oh my God, thank you so much for that, you know. Or, you know, like I said, it's just that everybody, we're always so busy, you know, always so busy. You know, if you're walking on the street, how often do you actually turn around and say hello to a stranger?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
You know, it's all of these little, and I think again it goes back to what you were saying earlier on about sort of like being grateful and you said something about life skills as well. But I see sometimes that I think we can all be in a bit like cruise control. You know, I wanted to get a car with cruise control because I don't want to keep my foot in the pedal. But that's
let it run, let it go by itself. We haven't got to do anything, exert any effort, any.
No, but that's the thing. But sometimes you just got to stretch and challenge you. You know, and I do honestly, generally, I said this the other day to somebody: the greatest investment you're ever going to make is in you.
Absolutely, without a doubt.
It's only you that can pick yourself up or get yourself into that new stage of your career. It comes down to you, and if you make that investment into you and you put everything, I don't think that's being selfish. It's not. No,
it's not. Absolutely, and you know there is, you know, like I mean, I still think, you know, live every day as your last. I think that's a brilliant point, Neil. Absolutely, and then it's almost like when people watch this, like even hopefully, you know, people are going to be inspired to think, yeah, I want to make the most of everything I've got now. Okay, the past is a past. Before this broadcast started, that was the past. It's gone. It's finished. It's all about now and the future momentum and the moments now that are going to be making up the rest of your life. And absolutely, it is about making sure that, and again, you know, sometimes, doing it by yourself. And this is whereby, you know, people like us can help to guide people. We can just be there as a coach, as a guide, just to be there to be able to validate things, endorse things, advise on things, suggest things, but ultimately let that person do it. You know, let them get off cruise control and operate the gears by themselves rather than us putting their hands on the gears for them, you know? So, but then again, we tell them to make sure you change them correctly or do them in a certain way so you don't, you know, you don't have a rough journey. Sorry to bring all these metaphors and analogies about driving, but it's so appropriate, isn't it? Because there is a flow in driving, there's a direction in driving, and you can go any which way, and any different parts, good, bad, ugly, virtuous, vicious, you know. So yeah, there's a lot of analogies there with driving. It's a good one, Neil. Very good.
But when you think about it, when we did that topic a few weeks ago, and we said, what would you say to yourself that 10 years ago? I think for 10 years, I didn't even know which direction I was even going into. If I was driving a car, I would have just had my blinkers on for 10 years. But then all of a sudden, you get that wake-up call. Boom. You wake up. Wake up. You've got to find your purpose. You know, and going back to that whole sort of concept of if you only had 7 days, I will put my hand up now and I can turn around and say, yes, I've actually found my purpose. So on that score, I'll be very happy, very, very happy. However, I'm frustrated that it was coming to an end because I'm just getting started.
Well, as long as Instagram's still running, then we're gonna, and we're fine. We're just gonna carry on doing these lives, aren't we, Neil? We're just gonna keep it going, keep the machinery going, because you know, even if we can reach out to one person to make a change, you know, it may not involve us directly. That's fine. You know, we're here just to raise awareness and have a discussion and start having a conversation about these things. But if you can change one person's life, then, you know, that person can be an influencer on thousands or millions of people. So it's all about, you're absolutely right, Neil. It's about, you know, making that positive step forward from here, from now. And if you need help, ask for it. If you think you can do it by yourself, fantastic. Or talk to trusted people, maybe in your family or maybe friends or whoever it might be, or a colleague, someone that you know that you can trust and you can open up completely. And you know what? It doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, your background, your age, whatever it might, doesn't make a difference, okay? Start now. Just do it now. From here, make a promise to yourself that if I haven't been mindful about all the things that we're talking about, you know, about the past, about regrets, about things that have happened that have been out of your control. It's okay. Just have compassion for what's happened. But there's an opportunity now to be able to make the most of, you know, whatever time we've all got left, whatever's happening. And look, you know, we are still living in a very uncertain world. I mean, I you know, I watch the government briefing every day, just so, I mean, I don't watch news anymore. I just watch the government briefing, and I just pick out the bits that I want to listen to in terms of what's going to resonate with me and what I need to know, so I can then just navigate my own life and just carry on with what I'm doing. Yeah. And we all have to lead a life, and we all have to lead it the best way we possibly can, because we only have one life. And if time is limited, like if we ever get told that's it, you know, I mean, I mean, Neil, I had this WhatsApp picture from a friend's group. Oh God, it made me laugh. It made me shocked as well. But it had like a calendar of months of 2020, and it had like in January we had the Australian fires, and then March the COVID-19, and then suddenly, like later on, we're gonna have a second wave or locusts, and then by Christmas aliens are coming, and that's it. End of 2020. I think, oh no, that's the end of the world if we get overtaken by aliens. You know, I've watched that many sci-fi films. I think, oh no, could this ever happen? But then again, you know, the pandemic, what's happening? It was in a film made about 9 years ago with Matt Damon. I forgot the name now. But honestly, I watched the film with my son, and I thought, what? This is what's happening right now. It was just so unbelievable.
Got a comment, Sonny, as well. So someone's just made a comment. So we've got David Robbins.
Oh, it's David.
As I'm older, I realised when I was younger there was so much opportunity, but I didn't realise it at the time. Well, I don't know what you want to say, but
no, you carry on, Neil. Go on.
But to that comment, I would say, why do you need to look back and see your younger version as being that there was so much opportunity? You're living in the power of the now, and you've still got opportunity.
Absolutely, absolutely, yes, absolutely. And you know, it's quite interesting, because I know the past. There may be quite a length of time from when you were younger, okay? And the thing is, it all depends on how we have used that time. And if we never saw that time through the lens of productivity, or the lens of wisdom, or the lens of achievement, you know, say we just had the life on cruise control, you know, in the past for the last 10, 15, well then, you know, we're going to be stuck in a fixed mindset. Yeah. However, if we can adopt a growth mindset now, embrace challenges, see them as a path to mastery, learn lessons from peers, take on board constructive feedback. If we can do that now, have a growth mindset right now, then we are going to be exponentially 1,000 times more productive in less time than the time that's gone. So if our learning curve was very flat the last 20 years, if we can do what we're saying now with the growth mindset, it's going to go like this. Is it better to have the next 10, 20, 30 years, whatever we've got left, like this, than continuing like that?
Yeah, exactly. And I think again, just sort of like listening to what you're saying there, you know, I mean, I like Superman movies, and you know, when I look at Superman, you know, he didn't have a problem every morning getting up and thinking, did he worry about kryptonite? No, he just got up and flew. He got on and just he did what he needed to do. You know, but in the background, he wasn't worried about that there was something on the planet that could actually kill him. But he just got up and he did what he needed to do. And that's why, like I said, when you watch movies like him, you think, oh my God, but that's what it's like in life. You just got to get up. You got to rise from the ashes, and you just got to hit it with a bang. You know, and for me,
absolutely, absolutely. You know, you've got to do that. And you know, it's like it's like a phoenix, rise from the ashes or rise from the fire. You know, I mean, and I read a very good book about, you know, when I went through my midlife review about 5-6 years ago, and there was a book from a really fantastic spiritual guide / life coach TV presenter. Her name is Ianla Van Sant, and she's got her own YouTube channel. She's done a lot of work with Oprah Winfrey and like life classes and things like that. And I have to say, she wrote a book called Get Peace from Broken Pieces. Peace as in P-E-A-C-E. Peace from broken pieces, like pieces of glass. So even though things may have happened, or, you know, the pieces may represent a life that you probably felt was shattered or fragmented, or you didn't make the most of it, you know, or whatever it might have been. However, you can still pick up the pieces that you can make good, and then fuse it all together and have compassion for it, and then allow new forces to come in, new people to come in, new dimensions, new learnings, and new, you know, new activities and projects to come in, because, you know, we all need to keep ourselves alert and fresh. I mean, I can't begin to tell you the last 2 months of being in lockdown, how many friends I've made. I mean, we've become friends in the lockdown, haven't we, really think about it? You know, my long lost soul brother here talking to right now. So it's just amazing how if you open your mind up to allowing, you know, new energy to come into your life, and you embrace it, then anything is possible. You know, we don't have to keep doing the same old. Pardon the expression. You know, we can still engage with it, but then we also have to really think, well, is this us now? Is this the way we want to go? And do we need to change things, or do we need to drop things, or reduce things, or whatever it might be? You know, absolutely. You know, everything has to be evaluated. All activities, work-related, relationships, they all have to be evaluated, and that's can be quite a hard thing to do. It's not easy to do, but once you do it, honestly, you know, you really can move on, move forward. And you know, those shackles, they can be emotional ones, emotional ties that you're thinking, oh, I've known this person for 35 years, like, how can I break up with this friend? Well, I'm sorry, of course you can do it, because if you're not serving each other now, and you're feeling upset by it, then maybe it's time to move on, and move on gracefully, and move on with mercy and forgiveness and love. You know, people can move on with that, rather than with anger and arguing and quarreling. You know, it's so important to be able to have that compassion. And I have to say, I tell you what, there's been so many moments, Neil, but it was when probably about 7 weeks ago, there was this nurse from New York, then it was so bad in the hospitals there, and what she said went through me. She was so upset, she was crying, and she said, please, let's have compassion. Let's have compassion in the world. Why aren't people compassionate with each other? It would save so much grief. And I think we're still learning the lessons. We have to learn the lessons now. It's so important. We can change everything now.
Yeah. No, I think it's fantastic. I think it's fantastic. for once you've got my tongue now, so there's nothing really more I can sort of add to that one. But I think for me, you know, and again, for whoever's watching or whoever comes to watch this video, I think for me the message I just want to sort of convey to people is that just seize every opportunity. You know, like I said, because you know, we could. I don't want to say it in a way that it sounds, but tomorrow could be the last. You know, and I really do feel strongly, like I said, that if there's anybody that's got desires, aspirations, or they're thinking about doing something new, or they're thinking about going on to a special place, take that opportunity. You know, take that opportunity, and don't deny yourself of giving yourself that opportunity to have control over your own life.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And there's no better moment than right now in the moment to make, you know, to build the momentum so you can do all those things. And life is for living and enjoying. I know it's tough at the moment. We're all still in this situation. We will come out of it at some point. It'll be a different way of living, but I think we all need to embrace it. For me, you know, constant change is the constant. You know, I've accepted it now. What's happened, and I have no idea when I'm going back to the gym or get back on the London Tube, things that I was doing all the time. But you know, it's just one of those things where, you know, time will tell. But I'm making sure I'm not going to waste any moment, and I would strongly advise people just to make the most of what we have, and even if it means just reflecting in it, you know. in a diary, just reflecting on all the things that are good for you and things that can happen.
Yeah.
Like you said, just if you can do things, just do them. Don't hold back.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. Should you have a high five?
High five, my brother. Oh, good man. Good. I can't wait.
There we go.
I can't wait for the next one, my friend. Honestly, God bless you, my friend.
Yeah, yeah, God bless you as well. I'm going to try and end this, and then I'm going to send it across to you, okay? But I just wanted to say thank you to anybody that's come in, and yeah, please keep joining in. Anything that anyone wants to say. Oh, we just had another person join. Oh, look, he's just joining.
Ah, hello there. Hi. Yeah, lovely to see you. Hello there. Hi. We will obviously make this this live available on our respective IG platforms, so people can actually, you know, can view it and so on. But yeah, absolutely, great stuff. Great.
Fantastic.
Okay, Neil.
Take care.
No worries. Catch you later, buddy. Till next one. Bye. Bye bye. Thanks, David. Thanks, Irina. Thank you very much. God bless you all. Thank you very much.